good evening, good evening, everybody, and thank you for checking out another one of my weekly forex and crypto analysis. I do appreciate it. Yeah, tuned into last week's analysis, then you should be good at where the market's been going. You should be good at almost everything. But I'm not gonna talk too deep into that. Let's just go ahead and get things started. So first things first, let's do this quick fundamental analysis. Tuesday, Monday, no news for a high impact Tuesday. There is 7:30 a.m. USD PPI, and then we also have core retail sales on Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. There is FOMC this week. And the feds are expected to increase. Wow, that's crazy. The feds are expected to increase the interest rate again by 0.50. They've gone from. Let's just take a look at this. Let's just go ahead and take a look at this for real. So since 2018, when it was up here at 2.5, right? That's what 2.5%, right? Since 2019, sorry, since June of 2019, 3 years ago, interest rates have been going down, and they've been down to zero. Now they're going up by 0.5, and it's going to happen again, and it's expected to be up here 3 consecutive months. You can see how after it's done, in the past, it's climbed up pretty fast as well. But it's just interesting to see that 1 month, 2 months, and then possibly just this was March, and this is now May, but then possibly in June we have another interest rate hike. That's pretty hardcore right there. So we definitely got to be paying attention to this, because again, they've been increasing the interest rates by 0.5. So we're going to see, and the rate decision is usually priced into the market, so it tends to be overshadowed by the FOMC statement, which is focused on the future. This is what you got to be paying attention to. So, man, this FOMC press conference, that's what you're going to want to pay attention to. I'm going to definitely be tuning into that. I'm not going to lie, because I'm going to be interested to see what the feds are going to be talking about. 8:30 p.m. we have the Australian dollar employment change and unemployment rate, and that's probably, not probably, that's basically the unemployment rate is kind of like FOMC. Not even FOMC. It's kind of like what happened last week with the US dollar. It's like, oh, what's the employment change and unemployment rate status? We have CHF news, which is SNB monetary policy statement and policy rate. CHF press conference with the policy rate as well. Their rate is at negative 0.75%. That's something to watch for with the CHF, and it's crazy because last week I was trading UHF pretty hardcore, and it and I were going back and forth, and I'm just like, oh, but and it's crazy because there were a lot of times where the Swiss franc would be stronger than the US dollar, even though the US dollar is going bullish. So that means that that USHF wasn't going bullish when the US dollar was going bullish. Now it ultimately did. So like I said, it went in my favor, but again, it's like, damn. So with GDP news, 6 a.m., we have MPC official bank rate votes in the monetary policy summary and official bank rates. And so that's for 6 a.m. for the GDPs. I haven't really been trading the GDPs like that, quite honestly. And then 7:45, we have US dollar with Federal Reserve Powell, but we'll see what goes on in the rest of the week. So, that's the rest of the news. Oh, the next week there's not a lot. Okay, cool. So let's go on over now to the charts. Over to the charts to see what it do. So, DXY, and last week I had said that I wanted to go back into drawing on arbitrage and like just switch back and forth, but I realized the reason why I stopped doing that in the first place. And the reason why, even though yeah, this played out perfectly fine, like I'm gonna go over this and then go over to the other chart, but it's because I want my chart to look clean when I'm looking at RB because it makes it just more clear for me. And I, instead of just going back and forth, I'd rather just have the volume indicators on one side and then I have RB on the other side. You know, I'd rather just have it that way rather than having it all on one chart. But yeah, the DXY is moving exactly the way how I mentioned last week. Perfectly, like perfect. Even the RB play was perfect. It called for the bulls, retraced back down here, went bullish. Perfect. You know, it called for the sell, but I wasn't convinced about the sell. I was not convinced about the sell the whole time. I was like, I'm not really too convinced about this. And it played out perfectly fine because, I mean, this thing is extremely bullish. And now, let me just go on over and back to the charts over here. Oof, I was busy with this last week. Hold on. Yeah, that played out pretty nicely. Came up to exactly where I wanted it to come up to. That's cool. But this never retreats back down. Those. I'm just actually gonna go ahead and get a fresh new chart. How about that? Just remove everything off the chart and just start from scratch. So, weekly time frame. Bullish engulfing candle. This looks like a morning star to me. First and foremost, where's my ellipse? Don't that often, but this. Oops, right here looks like a bullish, like a rising star pattern to me, and it's like the US dollar is just extremely bullish to begin with. You know, the weekly volume, it's larger than this volume right here. And I was saying last week that, hey, yes, there is this possibility. I'm going to go back to the weekly time frame real quick, but I want to say that, like I was going over, like, hey, from that high to this low, there is a possibility for price to go bearish right here. I'm not planning on that right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. At this very moment, I'm not planning on price to reject right here. I think this is just going to continue going bullish. That's not going to be, you know, there's this, it's never a good thing when something is just continuously going bullish or going one direction. If it's going to keep going bullish, that's never a good thing. And if it keep going bearish, it's never a good thing, right? So, US dollar, yeah, if you keep going bullish, it's not necessarily a great thing, but I mean, we're going to capitalize off of it no matter what. So, right now, again, I see that there's a possibility right here for price to go bearish. I'm going to go ahead and delete that fib real quick because I want to go back to the weekly time frame to show that, hey, like, and I'm going to use both DXYs that I usually use. You guys gotta take a look. There's this zone that price the previous bouncing off of and falling to the downside. That right now price is currently like closed right at and above, and it's. I mean, it looks like it opened with a gap. So we're gonna see what that looks like. But as of right now, this is. Like I said, I'm not interested in selling quite yet. There's nothing telling me to start to sell. I mean, volume's not really. I mean, volume's picking up as prices increasing throughout the days, I guess. You know, like that's just about it. Let me see what this volume looks like on this quick candle right here. Okay, that's justifiable. So it's like, yeah, I want to see what price is gonna do. I'm not really gonna try to jump into anything like selling related with the US dollar. And also, when I go on to the other DXY, we have to remember this is what the zone looks like, and this is with the DXY that has much more data. And I do, if I'm not mistaken, let me actually go on over here real quick. Okay, it's the same date score that I have. Never mind. Dow Jones. Oh, no. Oops. But yeah, this is the DXY that has much more data. And overall, I mean, if we're looking back at the US dollar back in 2001 versus where it's at right now, realistically speaking, I don't like really necessarily doing this, but price could still come up to 110.123 on a monthly time frame. High key, I'm like, this is an extreme, like, not an extreme prediction. I would say, because I'm not predicting anything, I'm just saying that this area in general is one to be reckoned with. That's something that I'm just gonna have in the back of my mind, and I'm gonna hide that. And I'm gonna be looking back and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this is for. And then I'm like, oh, that's that one fib I drew. But overall, weekly time frame, this is extremely bullish, guys. Like, this is extremely bullish, and I'm not really trying to just sell up against that. 4-hour time frame, let's go on into it. Or let's go into the 1 hour, price. Yeah, there's a little gap right here, because this is where the market opened right here. So the open was at 104.212, but then the close on Friday, price was at 104.189. So there's a little gap right here. I'm just gonna write it as weekend gap. Weekend gap. I'm paying attention to that, but overall, hold on, actually. Let me go on over here. This is where I want to see that. Sure. Yeah, this is what price closed over here at 104.039, and then it opened at 104.0936. So overall, again, there's a gap in the market. Weekend gap, but the way how the markets are moving right now, you don't want to try to go up against these bad boys if you're already in them. Let me just take a quick glance at everything. I just want to see the old move to the upside. S&P is still going. Oh my goodness. Nasdaq still going too. Goodness, Biddy, are you gonna drop some more? Oh man, let me just get going. Let me just do my regular thing. So, arbitrage, going over to RB. Yeah, 4 hour. I mean, everything is bullish right now. This daily time frame is not to be the sell call. Again, when everything doesn't line up, this is a pure example for arbitrage of when everything doesn't line up, like going to get in, especially if you don't have other confirmations that are telling you to play the other side. And from the looks of it, again, it looks like it's just going to keep going bullish, because they're probably going to increase the rate statements and their pricing it in right from the jump, like right at go time. That's how I feel about it. That's actually what it really looks like to me. So gonna see what goes on with the market. I'm gonna actually set an alert right here. I don't have really anything to play right now because everything's moving accordingly. All right, DXY. I mean, I think the right DXY. 104.190, 104. I'll go with the other one. It's fine. All right, so EURUSD. I was looking for this play, but I was like, it's so far fetched. I don't even want to play it. Yeah, that was so far fetched. Well, not far fetched, but it was just like, hey, if this is where price is going to stop at, then let's do it. But other than that, I was saying that, hey, over here, this is the perfect place where price sold off at. I do. Let me go over here and see what I was talking about last week on EURUSD. Let me see. Oh yeah, I had called a sell for DeFi domination and nice wave, and price had dropped 50 pips, hit TP1 before getting stopped out, and then price destroyed our take profit of 154 pips of EU, but that was a solid play. That was just solid. And price continued falling even after that. Like price, ever since I called for that sell, price had dropped for 235 pips. So that's pretty solid. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I'm gonna keep that actually. But going over here again, let's go ahead and get a fresh markup. Go ahead and get a fresh markup over here. So all right, so EU right now, I'm like, hey, monthly time frame, it's not looking good for a start for the monthly, and I'm actually here for it because I was saying that this doesn't look like price is going to stop to me. I think that price is just going to continue going to the downside. However, there is this large zone that price is rejected off of. I cannot ignore this zone. I have to draw it out. I have to know that it has great significance, and I want to actually see where the point of control is on EURUSD on the monthly time frame. On the higher time frames, there is a lot of volume that is to the upside of the market. That's interesting to see. However, we're seeing that on the DXY, I forgot to even put the volume up on DXY. Yeah, there's a lot of volume to the downside on the DXY still. So that kind of telling me that there still might be interest on for the bears on the higher time frames for the DXY, but then again, there's only volume. I mean, we'll see what goes on with the market. Right now, it's no reason to try to jump into anything like bears related on the US dollar for sure. So same thing with EURUSD. There's a lot of volume up here at these highs, so that's interesting to watch for. A weekly time frame, however, this looks like a shooting star pattern, where that means that price more than likely can just go bearish. And again, I had just called a sell for this, and it played out perfectly. Like realistic, from this high to this low. Look where price rejected right off of my zone, baby. Right off of my zone. So, with that being said, so yeah, price rejected right off of that 71%. I would have loved it if when price went to 78.6 because I could have got better entries, but it's okay. And it's just unfortunate that I got stopped at break even because I would have been in a fabulous EURUSD sell right now, but I'm not, so it's okay. As you guys see, it's still blue. So EURUSD right now is coming up to this 23.6 Fibonacci level. That's my, okay, if price is going to turn around, it's going to happen here zone, right? Because if I take the same fib and put it to from the downside and take it from this bullish move that happened, that broke this structure right here. So I cannot say that this structure did not get broken. Okay, price. Let me see something real quick. I can argue that there was a falling wedge here, right? I can argue and say that there's a falling wedge that happened here, and price can just be like, okay, downside breakout, make the retracement, and then continue to the upside. That's what I'm saying, that, I'm not necessarily quite set yet on trying to buy it, because technically speaking, this will be considered buying the bottom, but this is coming up to an area where I do want to buy it. And I like that it's on the higher time frames, because that means I can play inside of those higher time frames and be like, okay, look, I want to have a bullish bias. But based off of this daily time frame, you shouldn't be looking for buys. Based on the weekly time frame, you should not be looking for buys. Especially based on the monthly, you should not be looking for buys. So it's like 4-hour time frame, same thing. We should not be really looking for buys right now. We just should be aware that, hey, 4-hour time frame, price did break through the structure. So if you did want to make a play, make sure that it's going to be at the 78.6 Fibonacci level and go for a 1-to-1. Call it a day. That's what I would do. And if price does continue going bullish, then hey, that's a solid play. But I'm not necessarily so set on this just as much as I was set on how this played out. This that played out right here. Let me come back to it. This that played out right here. This was beautiful. This was beautiful. This is not like, I was not like, this is gorgeous. I loved it. 4-hour time frame. Like, it looks gorgeous to me, But me seeing it right now on EU for this play after, like, especially with these candlesticks, I'm down to take a risk at. I'm down to take a crack at it, but only if it comes down to 1.04421. I'm not necessarily gonna look for buys right here, And I'm gonna want to see some better price action down at these lows. So right now, I'm gonna go over to Euro USD and RB and see what. I don't think any lower time frames is going to be looking for a buy opportunity right now. Not anything. The 15-minute time frame, yeah, it might have, but it's not. It's fake. Let me see what the daily time frame looks like. Like, technically speaking, if I was to be in this buy with just arbitrage, technically speaking, I would still be in the trade, because my stop loss would definitely still be down over here at 1.03484. So there is still, like I said, there is still somewhat of hope that there is a bullish move, because technically speaking, if it wasn't for technical analysis, I should be in Euro USD. It's just that I just knew what was up. So we're gonna see what still happens here. We're still gonna like, where's that 4-hour? I was over here, I said, drop, retracement, continuation. Price did fickle up here a little bit, but still pushed to the downside. Ended up playing out. And we're just going to see what happens. All right. Let's go on over to UCHEF. UCHEF was a good play for me as well. Gonna delete that. Let me actually go on over here to going over here to UCHEF. Beautiful play. All right, cool. Nothing's really there for me to look at that point. Let's go on to the weekly time frame. Last week, extremely bullish candle. Bullish engulfing. Looks like a morning star. Again, it looks like this is going to keep going bullish, just like how the US dollar looks like it's going to go bullish. And I said it last week. Like, based off of how this wick looks, I would not be surprised if price just continues to go fall up that wick because of how bullish the US dollar is. We do have to pay attention to that chef news, and like I was talking about with how, there are some times where chef would be going bullish rather than bearish, so we do have to pay attention to that. Daily time, I actually want to look at where the volume is sitting at on UChef as well. Yeah, there's still a lot of volume down here, but there's a lot more volume to the upside. I'm pretty sure if I zoom out even more, there's going to be more volume to the upside. But there's just a lot of volume where the price is currently at. Hold on. Let's get all the pricing in. All the volumes right here. Yeah, of course. I wouldn't expect there to be a lot of money up over here. Quite honestly, I don't know what I'm thinking, but yeah, there's just a lot of volume still to the upside, but there's still a lot of volume down here as well. Like when I put more pricing in, there's hell of volume still down here. When I get more pricing in, of course, there's still a lot of volume up here. Shit ton, man. The hell. So, with that being said, I'm still watching for this play. There still is volume right here, sitting right there at the 4-hour time frame. And I wouldn't be surprised if price went down over there to go try to go get some. Like, let's go look at what the session volume looks like. Then go on to the 1-hour time frame. Volume sitting right there, so it's already got hit. There's volume down over here at 0.7891. I'm pretty sure I'll tell you that. Those volumes got hit, but there's untested volume down over here that lines up with untested volume here. This volume got tested. Did this get tested? This very barely almost missed to get tested, but there's still a whole lot of untested volume down here. So we're going to see what price is going to do since it is up at these prices. I very much do expect it to still come to these fibs, and if it does, then I'll be looking for sales. It's just like it's just the opposite of your USD, basically. It's like, hey, I'm not necessarily saying that you should sell right now, but I'm saying watch for it because the possibility is there. So we're gonna see what goes down with these plays. But as of right now, price action is not in favor of the selling. If I went over to RB, it's going to tell me the same thing with UChef as it's telling me with Euro USD. Do not try to sell it, even though it's calling for sales. But and again, if I was selling this, I would have sold probably like right here, and my stop loss would still be intact, and I'll still be in the trade. I'll just be in drawdown, which there's nothing wrong with that, But it's just this is still very much bullish, so there's no reason to try to get into a sell right now. So I'm gonna wait a little longer to see what UChef does throughout the week. I'm actually out of these trades. So going on over to Goldilocks. Man, I was busy on gold last week. I was killing gold last week, I'm not gonna lie. I was excited about it. When price went bullish, then price went bearish. I loved it. Why is my phone going crazy like that? Okay, so all right, so Goldilocks. I'm not gonna talk about those plays that I played or anything like that. Let me just cut to the chase. There you go. Okay, so I was saying with gold, I'm like, yeah, price did bounce off of the 71%, but I still am interested to see if price was going to come up to 1883. You know, so although price is doing good for the sales and everything like that, it's still kind of interesting to see what gold has been doing this whole time. You know, daily time frame. Daily time frame, you know, bullish engulfing candle right here. Gonna see what price is still gonna do at this zone overall. Still gonna see what goes down, but I'm not gonna necessarily be, and it's the same thing with everything else. I'm not gonna be too crazy about trying to get into it as of yet. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what goes down. Because overall, and I'm pretty sure, overall, you know what? Let me actually go onto the futures real quick. Futures. Go onto the gold futures. Did I chart on this or was it the other one? I think I charted on the other one. I want to see what I charted the gold futures on. Okay. That's solid. Solid. Dang, price did break out of this channel, huh? It was the same thing. It was the same thing that I was seeing right now, and I'm like, hey, price can still end up pushing to the downside off of here. But that bullish move, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to play the bulls off of that, honestly. Let me go back over here to my original gold chart. I want to see where the point of control is at. To the downside, I thought so, some of it, but then when you go to the bigger picture, there's still this zone that I have drawn up that price volume can come up to. I am not surprised by any means. All right, so gonna pay attention to see what gold does here. Price comes to 78.6 instead of just retracing right here right now. I'm going to try to sell it, and then when price comes down over here, I'll try to buy it again. So actually 1, 2. Yeah, because what I would want to kind of see on gold right now is this kind of play. Especially where the point of control is at is like perfect, but the usual, draw the fib out. The fib, I need that the point of control to go lower. I want price to come down to these lows, grab them, and then take off like Team Rocket. That's what I want to see right now. You know, because just the way how the volume picked up on gold on the 1 hour time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, and then the candle itself was pretty big as well. That's definitely justified, as that's the move that's going to really play. And there's a lot of volume that's still up here. So at this point, I don't even think I want to play the bears. Unless, like I said, unless price does come up here to 1883, I'm going to have to see what price action looks like when it gets there. But I'm here for the bears more than the bulls. So 1 hour time frame, take a peek at it. See what the session volume looks like. Session volume is right at that 61.8. Let me go ahead and put an alert there. I'm looking for these buys. Potential buys. And Friday sesh. Oops. That was a mistake. There we go. Okay, so We're gonna see what happens on gold if it stops where it's at. There's one. All these volumes got tested. All of them got tested. All of them got tested. Yeah. So we're gonna see what's going on with gold up over here. You know, at 18 is not a bad area for gold to bring up to sell off of. I would be happy if it did this. I'm gonna be watching gold for sure. Yeah. All right, S&P. Well, actually, let me go on to gold on RB real quick. Sorry. All right, Goldilocks.
Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup. It becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle. It becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot.
And it's about to call buy on RB, and RB's actually kind of looking pretty decent for the buy.
Be water, my friend.
Be water, my friend. That bullish move to the upside, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see what this looks like, and then I'll probably be looking and interested to see what the retracement. That's exactly the same thing that I want to see on technical analysis. So we're gonna see what this bull looks like. I cannot ignore it. 1 hour time frame, daily time frame is whatever, but still. Yo, what's going on? What's happening?
I said empty your mind.
Definitely, you already know. I'm watching actually for this gold play right here. I'm actually looking to see what gold is gonna do. 1883 to 1884 is a price I'm looking at. Where I'm like, hey, if price gets up there, I'll potentially be looking for the sells. But ultimately, if price does stop this bullish, like this off of this bullish move, whatever price retraces back down to, I want to buy. I want to buy up. So I have my alert at my 61.8, and that's what I'm going to be looking at for probably tomorrow, maybe even possibly tonight if gold moves a lot tonight. But that's what I'm looking at for gold. Euro USD, it's an interesting place. I'm not really interested in trading it right now, and so that's really what I've gone over. DXY looks like it's going to potentially keep going more bullish. And it is actually continuing going bullish, but it still has a lot more to go. It's still early, so the market's just opened. So I'm not really too pressed on trying to catch it right now. So let's go over to S&P. S&P prices dropped down to 303 points. This call was from 2 weeks ago. Two analysis ago, if we go check on YouTube, 2 analysis ago, this sell was caught, and it was caught off of this zone right here, from this high to these lows, and I was talking about these highs right here. I'm pretty sure I have it drawn out over here. Let me see. I don't have it drawn up over there. Never mind. Okay, so it's over here still. It's just over here. But yeah, sold off to 71%. Prices dropped down to 303 points. Like that's fire. You know, it's about to hit that double bottom. I'm not interested in trying to buy these indices. They look like they're about to fall. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna leave them be at this point. Let me those lines real quick. I was saying that this box where I had drawn up, not even redraw the fib. I was saying, hey, this is an area where I'm watching price to fall from, but you know, I'm feeling the sells way more, and since I'm already in the sells, and let me just draw the fib out from the high to the low. I didn't like the way how price was moving. when price came down here that fast, I'm like, I'm not trying to buy this. I don't care if I miss out on it. There's just, you gotta pick and choose your battles, and I chose my battle wisely. This price is still continuing to the downside. I actually have to call out this trade for DeFi, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this was a fantastic sell. 302 points so far. That's 303 pips. Or 302 pips. I mean, if you round it up, it's 303 pips. But S&P, this thing looks like it's going to continue going to the downside. Do not buy this dip. You know, it's funny because Royce, back over there in arbitrage, he said that, I think he said the exact same thing. He said, should you buy the dip? I don't think so. No, do not buy the dip quite yet. And we're going to talk about Bitcoin very shortly. But going over to S&P, that daily call, as soon as that happened, sell happened right after, a couple of days after. Do not buy this. There is no reason to be buying this. Price looks like it's just going to keep pushing to the downside, quite honestly. And again, Payton's been talking about this. He's been talking about this for weeks now. Arbitrage has been backing it up. I've been backing it up, and it's just, as much as these things were built to buy, this is a terrible time in the market. So you gotta switch your bias. You just gotta switch your bias when it happens. Yeah, man. Heavy falling. Stocks, so many stocks. Let's go take a look at the stocks real quick. Let's go take a look at some stocks. Let's go see how much down they are and how much RB had called for the sells on them real quick. And this is exactly why I'm gonna, when it's time to buy, I'm gonna love RB, because it's gonna tell me when to really buy. But called for the sell back in February or in June for Google. Microsoft called for the sell back in February or in June, down over here at 252. From back when it called the sell and price was at $293. Now it's at $250. Amazon, everything looks like they're gonna still fall. Honestly, like right now, everything looks like, from me glancing at it, I don't have to do my technical analysis on these, although it's still the same thing. But they all look like they're gonna keep falling. Like, I would not be surprised if I see that there's a gap in the market. For Amazon, and it opens up at 104. I don't have. I should probably re-download Robinhood and get back on it, but I don't know what the after hours are, but they look pretty bad. I mean, the way how these things are closing. Apple, I would not have necessarily got into this because of where it called to sell at. Amazon called it pretty far back in January over here. Man, it's just Tesla. Man, Facebook got called back over here in November, and this was a clean break and retest play. Oh my goodness. Twitter got called back over here back in September. Man. Snapchat over here back in November. I would have wanted that retracement. I would not have gone into that. Pinterest over here back in May. Got the retracement. Would have been a little scary, but then price.
Finally came back.
Man, it's just so many stocks are down. PayPal. So many stocks are extremely down. Oh yeah, exactly, man. The dollar is just keep going bullish, and that's not good. Like I was saying in the beginning of the analysis, seeing the dollar just going up is not good. And seeing anything else just going down, that's never a good sign. It's not good and that's the reason why we have this economy, because it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to go up, down, up, down, up, down. But I mean, again, everything was going so bullish during COVID. And it was just fake money. It wasn't fake money. It was printed money. It was fresh money that was printed and given and put into the ecosystem. There had to be repercussions. There had to be. And these are the repercussions that we're seeing. You know, I don't know whatever time I did my analysis and I said something I said the same exact thing, and I said, after all this, the repercussions are going to be pretty bad. And it's crazy how Pfizer is still up here, but local Pfizer it called a sell last week, literally. You know what I'm saying? It called a sell literally last week. So I'm gonna come back and see what Pfizer's gonna do. I want to see. Moderna, it's been extremely bearish, and it's just wild. Yeah, man, there's just so many stocks that are down. There's some that are trying to do their best, but they just Roblox. It's so crazy because I wanted to buy my kid this stock for Christmas, and it did well when it came out back in 2021. It did well. They could have made some good money off of it, but then, man, that's scary. GameStop, Dollar General, man. Dollar General had a great week 2 weeks ago. Great comeback. Target, I don't know what Dollar General did. Walmart, oh my goodness. Lyft, yo, these companies, man. American Airlines, dang, this thing is so cheap. This thing is still so really super cheap. I'm not gonna lie. All right, Coinbase. I want to look at these I'm sorry. I just want to look at these stocks before I continue my analysis. Coinbase is down. Everything is just down. Oof. Dollar cost averaging is terrifying to a lot of people right now. I own this stock and I'm down. It was up. So I should have sold up here. I didn't even put that much money into it. Not that much at all. But it was great to be part of the ride. Voyager. Damn. Okay, yeah. This is great though. This is great. All these cryptos, watching them, I want you guys to pay attention to them in the next these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to pay attention to them in the next 2 to 3 years. And let's see where they go. All right, let's go back on over here. Dow Jones. It's gonna be the same thing, guys. It's literally the same analysis. I did not change a single thing on this. It's the same play. Price dropped. At this point, it's at an uncomfortably low level where I don't feel like there's no way I'm buying right now. Price, I feel like it's just going to continue pushing to the downside until I see something otherwise. So, and how many point drop was this? Oh my God. If I would have called this, people would have gone crazy. 2,188 points. That's 21,881 points drop. I gave y'all the play. You just gotta execute. I gave y'all the run up. Y'all just gotta execute. And it's the same exact thing as what I talked about with SPX. So I'm not even gonna go over arbitrage. NASDAQ, same thing. Hold on. This is for the buy play and it's the same thing, but I'm not playing that. But it's the exact same call. It's just that this didn't hit my fibs. I had to play this with the buy stop. I'll show you guys. I had to play that with a sell stop because I didn't get my fib that I wanted. So I had to get that sell stop right there. Sell stop playing out wonderfully. Oh my gosh, man! I'm about to call this in the DeFi Domination app. Give me a second. second, man. Let me go ahead and run this up over here. And then I want the link to it as well. There we go. I'll call that in the app later on. But yeah, it's the same play. It's just that NASDAQ didn't, like I said, it didn't get to my entries. So instead I had to play the sell stop instead. And I don't plan on trying to buy it right here because it's already passed through the fibs that I was looking for. And I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I can just get in right now and have a better entry. No, because this just looks like, I mean, off of this daily candle, look how much price has already dropped. Price has already dropped 1.74%, and it hasn't even been 3 hours yet. It's about to be, but it hasn't been 3 hours. Like, wait. Yeah, it has not been 3 hours yet, and it's already dropped almost 2%. So, oh, thank you. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Man. Well, this is exactly why technical analysis is important. It's up against the ropes, man. It's coming right back into my fib zone, and I hope that people are gonna take heed and listen to what I had said, like how many months ago, where I said, yo, like there's just 3 areas. Look for Bitcoin when it hits those areas. That's where you dollar cost average at. Right now, price is coming right back to that first target that we had, and I'm gonna talk about that. But look how many weeks we've had of bearish Bitcoin. It's the same thing right here. Look how many weeks that we had of bullish Bitcoin. Whatever happens one side is gonna happen the other side. It's gonna it always happens. It has to. It's just, and again, the Bitcoin halving, that's what you like, that's the most important thing that everybody needs to understand about Bitcoin, is that each and every 4 years, the production of how much you can create Bitcoin, it cuts down in half. It's already cut down a whole bunch of times. So when it cuts down again, that means the ability for you to mine Bitcoin is going to be even more difficult. And so the demand for Bitcoin was high as price was going up. You know, that's what it was. The demand for Bitcoin was up. Now the demand for Bitcoin is down. We just got the candle close for the weekly time frame, and this is not a candlestick that tells me to buy Bitcoin. This is not a candlestick. This is telling me run for the hills, because guess what? On the weekly time frame, price is still making lower lows. On the weekly time frame, price is still making lower lows. That's scary. On the monthly time frame, price is still following this wick. Price closed underneath inside the zone on the monthly, but price is still making lower lows on the weekly time frame. That is scary. You know, so one thing that, you know, Payton was talking about, and I still see it. I still see the possible play for the Wyckoff, but we're going to have to see what the price is going to do at this zone right here. You know, I was saying that, hey, right here, possibility for price to go bullish for Bitcoin. And it did hit my 1-to-1. It realistically hit my 1-to-1, which is, I love it, but I didn't trade this weekend, so I wasn't able to play this. But it hit 78.6. I'm like, okay, I could get into a buy right here. Price went 1-to-1, perfect. Continuing to the downside, I'm okay. I've made my 1-to-1. That's literally how I would have played it, but I was not on the charts this weekend. That's why I kept sending late alerts, and I'm gonna send another late alert for the NASDAQ sell. But overall, I'm not ready to buy Bitcoin yet. You know, going back onto the, let me see if I have this chart still available, because I don't think I deleted it. Let me see. It's the same one there. No. I might have deleted it. Let me see something. You know what? Yeah, I don't care. It's okay. I could just mark it up. This is the thing about technical analysis. Even if I deleted it, I could just look at the charts again and just look at it from a weekly perspective, and I could be like, okay, well, this is probably what I was looking at. I said, hey, from this low to this high, where this bullish move, real life happened, these are the areas, these are the three main prices that I am looking at for bullish opportunities to invest in Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3. And 10,000. 10,000, why? Why do you ask 10,000? Put on the point of control, see where most of the volume is in with Bitcoin. What prices, or like below 10,000 even, it's at 8,000. But there's a whole lot of volume at 10,000 as well. There's even a lot of volume when you go back to it, a whole lot of volume down here at 1,762. Do I believe that price can get down to those prices? Anything is possible in crypto. Let's just say that. I don't think it's gonna get there. There was one point in my time that I said that I don't think that Bitcoin's ever gonna get down to 13,000. But I'm telling y'all right now, if Bitcoin gets to $10,000, buy whatever amount you invested in Bitcoin at these three prices. If you invested $1,000 here, $2,000 here, $3,000 here, that's $6,000. When price gets down to 10,000, go invest another 6,000 there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm saying. But overall, I mean, my first target for where to look for buying opportunities for Bitcoin has been hit, and it's continuing to push to the downside. That doesn't surprise me. There's just like with every other trade opportunity not every other, but for majority, the trade opportunities that I look for, it's the same thing with those. It's like, yo, the 61.8, that's basically just my, it's almost time for you to start looking for buys. You want to prepare yourself. And this is on a weekly time frame that I have. Let me delete this specifically real quick. I'm not delete it, but I'm gonna hide it. But on the weekly time frame, it's like, okay, hey, you want to start getting prepared. Your prices for your buy is starting to come up. But this is the thing, and this is why I'm saying right now is grind time, guys. Right now, it's really, 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 really grind time. Get your money up, get your paper up for reals, because right now, as much as these cryptos are on sale, they're going to keep going on. So right now they're 63% off. Let's just say right now they're 63% off. That's fire. But I'm pretty sure y'all would want to buy some when it's 78.6% off, when it's 88% off, 90% off, because that's how you're going to get the bag. Because again, and I keep telling, and I'm not trying to sell no dream or anything like that, because history repeats itself and it also rhymes. So 78.6. From there, just to 53K. We've seen 53K, so it's not as if these numbers sound ludicrous, because we've seen it happen in our very most recent lifetime. Right now, people are saying Bitcoin is dead at $26,000. Those are the same people that are saying Bitcoin was dead at $11,000. Those are the same people that were saying that Bitcoin was dead at $6,000. We've seen prices come up to $53,000. So now we have something that we can base our numbers on. We have things that we can say that, yes, this I believe is going to happen. So from the 78.6, if price just gets up to that 53, if you just buy some Bitcoin and leave it in Coinbase or wherever you're going to leave it at, you've already made 200% off your money. You've already made 2x off your money. If you do it for 71%, 135%, if you do it for 61.8, a little less than 100%. But you get what I'm trying to say? You guys get what I'm trying to say here? That's just off of the 23.6, or off of that right there. I fully expect that for the next halving, post halving 2024, y'all could take me to the bank. Y'all could take me to the bank with that one. When was the previous Bitcoin halving? I want the actual date. And this is a perfect exactly. And just for those who watch the recording, this is just the example of what the Bitcoin halving looks like. 50 Bitcoins were being made in 2009, then 2012, 25, in 2016, 12.5, and 2020, 6.25. So, with that being said, in 2024, that's 6.20. Hey Google, what's half of 625?
Half of 625 is 312.
So in 2024, Bitcoin is going to be mined only at the rate of 3.12. That demand is going to go skyrocketing, and I want to see the most recent Bitcoin halving, May 11th, 2020. May 11th, 2020. Let me go ahead and get up this. This is a long analysis, I know, but I want to talk about this. I'm probably not going to go over the GEPs. How about that? Because I don't want to go on too long with this. So May 11th, let's just go right there. Boom. This is where, 20. Sorry. May 11th, 2020. This is the day of the Bitcoin halving. I'm not trying to blow steam, but you guys see it. Most recent Bitcoin halving occurred on May 11th, 2020. The block reward dropped to 6.525 Bitcoin. What do we see on the chart? After that day, how many percent did Bitcoin go up? Let's take a look. It took it 532 days to go up 600%. Took it 532 days for it to go 600%. Let's take a look at when another previous halving happened. The first block of Bitcoin blockchain was mined on 3rd, but it was March 20th. So I'm trying to figure out pre-halving period, January 2009. So this was January 3rd, 2009. Let's go ahead and take a look back. Let's go ahead and stroll back memory lane. Dang, this doesn't have it on here. That's depressing. And I'm not trying to go on to a different exchange. I'm going to just stay on here. Bitstamp probably didn't exist back in 2009, so it's okay. Let's just go to the next one then. Next, the first halving. This is the first halving. First halving took place on 28 November 2012. November, sorry. 28th November 2012. on. What was it again? I don't know why I keep forgetting the number. 28. Duh, come on. That's that ADHD. Okay, so I'm going to leave it right there. The day after, or how many, look how much, just here's 3 pieces. Oh, come on. Again, Bitcoin halving right here. Look how much Bitcoin took off before it pushed back down. When was the next halving after that? Second halving took place July 9th, 2016. July 9th, 2016. Right over, I'm just gonna put it over here at the 4th. I'm just gonna put it right there, right? So first halving, price all-time high up over here, 9,713%. Second halving, over here, all-time high up to, and the all-time high was up over here at 1,165. If you draw the fibs, guys, I mean, I'm not trying to say that this is cheat code status, but it's cheat code status. When you draw the fibs, look where price comes into before going bullish. Quite honestly, like, it's cheat code status. Like, I don't make the rules. I really don't make the rules. Again, from this price, yeah, it did drop down a little bit, but guess what? And I mean, I'm pretty sure from this low to this high, that's the 78.6 fib. That would have been a sniper play. So when that Bitcoin halving happens, you guys already know what I'm doing. I'm looking for buy plays. Specifically, I'm looking for buy plays when that Bitcoin halving happens, and the day will come and you guys are going to see me here. I can guarantee it. Probably will go live the day it happens, quite honestly. In fact, Hey Google, when is the next Bitcoin halving?
2024. According to CoinDesk, the impending halving in 2024 will reduce the per block reward from 6.25 BTC
Yeah, it doesn't. Wait, hold on. I want you guys to hear this. Hey Google, when is the next Bitcoin halving?
2024. According to CoinDesk, the impending halving in 2024 will reduce the per block reward from 6.25 BTC to 3.125 BTC.
Okay, historically, the halving cycle has compromised a 2-year recovery rally ahead of the event, followed by a year-long meteoric run and a 12-month bear market. You guys have to understand, this is just how the market goes. This is how the cycle goes. It has to. It has no choice but to do this. So, from when the Bitcoin halving was right here. Wait, that's not where I'm at. So, from over here, back in 2016, to when price came to the all-time high of 19,000, price then went up to 2,890%. You see how it went down from 9,713 to 2,890. But for those who are buying down here, and held, these are the gods of crypto. Those who have crypto from down here, they're the gods of crypto, because look how much percent they're at. Look how much percent they would have been up over here back in 2017. They would have been up 86,000%. And then the next Bitcoin halving, right over here, we've already talked about it, from when it happened in May 2020. And then you see how it's lower than the previous one. Now it's down over to 604. So whenever the next Bitcoin halving does happen, we're not gonna benefit as much as the previous halvings. That's because of what the supply of Bitcoin is decreasing and the demand is gonna be higher. So then that's gonna be totally fine. But we're gonna have our targets, and we already are preparing ourselves for when we're gonna get into that. That's why you guys have to really pay attention to this analysis. Oops, my bad. That's why you guys have to pay attention to these analysis that me and Peyton do when we talk about Bitcoin like this, because we're giving you guys the inside play. Because I mean, as much as yes, we're going to talk about them when they do occur, we're setting it up. We're trying to get it set up. And again, let's just take a look at what the gods of crypto, because they're already up $86,000. I mean, 86,000% in 2017. Let's see what they would be up, what they're up over here. And this is what could happen on multiple other different cryptocurrencies. It doesn't have to be just on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just the one that started it. But look, now from those who bought down over here when Bitcoin was like whatever how much, they're now up 301,000%. That can happen on another currency too, but it's just depending on the project and how much you just be willing to get in on that, because that's wild. You know, these are the 3 Bitcoin halvings. The next one is going to happen in 2024. We don't know what date it's going to happen, but as the time approaches, we are. And again, we've seen from the first halving to the second one to the third one, we've seen every time, even if it doesn't happen on the day of post halving, this is where I expect price to be. Post halving 2024. I highly expect 93K. Because just look at this. Let me just go back to the halvings again from when they go and skyrocket. Let's just pay attention. Or let's just pay attention. Let's pay attention. And again, I'm not going over the GBPs. I'm going to be talking about Ethereum right after I talk about this. So this is where the first halving occurred. Price went bullish, 9,713%. That retracement, you fib it, 78.6. Pretty nice entry. You wait a couple of months before you start to see any progress. Cool. Second halving, price goes bullish, very bullish. Do the same thing from these lows. These highs, you draw the fib out, 78.6, price drops down a little deeper than that, it's totally fine. Wait a couple of months, price takes off. What do you guys don't think that's gonna happen again? Like even if it did go up a little bit and came back down, it still came back and gave people a second opportunity. First of all, because if you draw another fib in between this, you can see that's another opportunity right there. Y'all don't think history's gonna repeat itself? I'm really excited to see history repeat itself. So we're set up for that. I'm gonna go ahead and delete all this stuff. I don't need it on my charts. Delete all that. So 604% is gonna be that's good. That's great, right? And it's gonna be unfortunate because this halving that's gonna happen is not gonna be as great as the previous ones. But it can be. It can be still great. Because when Bitcoin's gonna take off, just imagine all the altcoins that are gonna ridiculously take off. And we're gonna be setting up for that. We're really setting up for that. But right now, we're just gonna have to eat a little bit of dirt, and we're gonna have to really go out and grind and get that capital to be able to play with these big boys when they decide that they're gonna really show the world when the Bitcoin halving happens that this is how the big boys play. So yeah, we're gonna see what this possible Wyckoff is gonna look like. gonna definitely see again. The Bitcoin 1-to-1 did play off of that bounce right there, so that was pretty solid. But I don't really have like ever since it already hit the 1-to-1, I'm like, if this doesn't play out, it's okay. I'm actually looking for bears, quite honestly, on the lower time frames. As price keeps making lower lows, I'm going to keep looking for just sell opportunities. You know, the possible Wyckoff off of this 25416 the spring, it could definitely happen. But until then, the Bitcoin is very bearish. Daily time frame, this daily when I saw it, I laughed and I didn't even pay attention to the chart after that. I just laughed and walked away. 4-hour time frame, very much bearish. 1-hour time frame, very much bearish. So yeah, I'm looking for sells on the short on the lower time frames. Let's go on over to Ethereum. This sell was perfect, but I talked about it enough, so I ain't got to talk about it anymore. All I know is that price has dropped a nice 565 points, which is 565 pips, basically. I mean, 5,650 pips. So I'm going to delete all of that. So that's the great thing about freaking margin trading. You can do both. You can play both sides of the market. And with that leverage, makes it even better. Okay, so Ethereum right now extremely bearish. Same thing, guys. Targets. I'm not gonna do the whole play like I just did with Bitcoin, but you know, right now Ethereum is at my second target to be looking for buys. That's wild, man. I'm not ready because you guys don't know how much I have faith in Ethereum to really go crazy. But it's the fact that Bitcoin hasn't done that much of a drop and all these other altcoins are ridiculously falling. Like after this analysis, I'm going to be on here for a little bit, but I mean, and I'll stop recording and I'll just you guys can just kick it with me if you guys want to. We'll go over some cryptos. And I'll stop, like I said, I'll stop the recording. So those who are on, y'all get that sauce. But these cryptos, they really dropped way harder. The alts dropped a lot harder than Bitcoin has, and Bitcoin still has a lot more to drop. And that's not a good thing because more than likely this volume that Ethereum does have over here at 136, 350s, 500s, they can get hit. But if they, and remember, this was the previous all-time high was, holy shit. Yo, Ethereum just hit its previous all-time high. 1,420. I'm not on social media, so when I see stuff like that, it just blows my mind. But what was the low? What was the low? 1,422. I don't care. It basically, damn, I need to text him. I need to tell my boy, Pete.
I want it to be over and done with. I do.
Give me a second, yo. It's just wild to me. Actually, I forgot. I actually have to get going at 7:30, so I have to get off of here pretty shortly. Damn, that's crazy, man. That's crazy for reals. But hey, again, this is hit my second target. This is target number 2 of where I really want that I'm saying the dollar cost average Ethereum. This is target number 2. We're there. So target number 3 is gonna be 1,124. Target number 4 is going to be around those 500s, quite honestly. That 500, 600, that's where target number 4 is going to be for me. But man, Ethereum, I mean, as of right now, I don't have any place for you guys because it's just, price is just so low. It's wild to me. It's kind of surreal. And I'm just over here and smiling and stuff. So yeah, with that being said, that is the analysis, guys. That's the analysis. I have plays, but I'm not playing anything because I've already traded a whole lot last week. So I just have to wait for some retracements and stuff. So that being said, I'll keep y'all up and updated. And let's have a good week, y'all. Later.